Hi everyone, welcome to Frequency Network. Thank you for coming. Thank you for those who are very early and you waited for quite some time. Yeah, thank you everyone for your time over here. Okay, today we are going to talk about managing work stress with Healy and MagHealy. Okay, so let me go through the disclaimer. So this platform here is provided by Healy World for us to share and to learn from one another. So the information provided here is only for educational purpose. So it is your responsibility to do your due diligence and to make sure that you have checked all this information, before you follow our sharing over here. Now for Healy and MagHealy, they are not medical devices, they are not medical application, and therefore they are not intended to cure, to treat, to mitigate, diagnose, or prevent any disease or medical condition. So this is my disclaimer. I'm here and my intention is to share this session with you regarding my experience in using the Healy and the MagHealy. So these two amazing devices have many ways of using them. Okay, so it's not restricted to what I share over here. We all learn from many, many different teachers. So do adapt the different practices that you learn from different teachers for your best optimal outcome. Okay, so don't believe anything that's shared here without applying discretion. So as you use, you have to monitor the changes and how your body respond. All right. So the microcurrent and frequency are energy forms that are used to actually harmonize and balance the bioenergetic field and the information field of a person. So the results will vary from case to case, and it requires time for you to see the changes in the body. Yeah. So I think most of the people are in. All right. So let's begin. Okay, so my background, for those who are here for the first time, I'm Christi Wong from Singapore. So I've been using bioresonance for many years now, almost 8 years. So I'm certified in doing energy profiling. So that is what I've been doing. I use the much bigger device before. So now I have transited to just using Healy alone. So I have, when I first started, I profiled an individual using the big device. Okay, it's not the time waiver. I use some other device and then I compare it with the Healy reports. And I find that the accuracy is there. They are talking, the results and the reports are showing the same thing. All right, so over time, after the analyzing over 500 people, so I have developed my own way of looking at the reports. Okay, so I share with you here how I actually analyze the reports so that you can also use them, okay, to analyze your own family members or for your own use. Okay, so my background is in teaching. I was an educator for many, many years, more than 25 years. Yeah. So I'm also certified in professional counseling. So therefore, my work involves helping people to find their way in their life, okay, solving their day-to-day problems. Yeah. So besides that, as an educator, I also do wellness education since 2021. So my journey in wellness started with meridian acupressure, the 5-element system, and then after that, I was led to energy medicine. Yeah. Okay, so today our topic is managing work stress using Healy and MagHealy programs. So we are going to run through all these programs and what they can be used for. So today's session will not be so intense like the previous sessions where we look a lot at the reports and analyzing the reports. So today we are going to look at the programs and how to actually use the programs to manage or to reduce day-to-day low-level stress, okay, to burnouts, to managing conflicts and office politics, how you are affected and how to resolve this kind of unhealthy culture using the devices, and also some of you who are stressed because of having to perform at work, okay, or your own business. So when I say work over here, I'm not referring to just working in the office. Okay, you could be a homemaker working at home. So all this is under the umbrella of work. So everybody is involved in working in one way or another, and we encounter all kind of stresses day to day. So today we're going to look at the Healy resonance analysis and also the Healy database analysis. So how to use this database for the above issues. Then we're also going to talk about the aura analysis as well as the Healy success coach. Okay, so let's begin with low-level stress, day-to-day stress. So let's start the day when in the morning, okay, with energy is good to start. So I'm giving you all the related programs and putting them together because I do not know which edition that you are using. If you're using Professional or Obsidian, you would have all the programs. So you can actually try different programs on different days of the week and see which one work for you best. All right. Now, if you are using certain edition that do not have the others, so not to worry, you can just use the programs that can be found in your edition. So everybody would have the goal cycle. So under goal cycle, you have the energy, deep cycle, you have the energy work. Energy work is more for boosting your energy. Whereas pure energy here is more for cleaning your energetic field. Okay, so therefore we will use the energetic work. Under bioenergetic support, you can use bioenergetic boost. Okay, so you can also use from power of 3 classical energetic, so that is also to boost your energy level. Now, recently there is a new program that has been introduced, and this one is found in the expert area, the expert program. So this one comes with your device, free for certain months of promotion. So this is the AM boost, the morning boost. So these are the programs that you can use to start your day in the morning, feeling energized and refreshed. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to actually put your questions down in the chat. I will answer them at the end of the talk. Okay, now for working, so while you are working, so one of the good programs to use is actually learning. So for learning, these two are the learning programs. You can actually run and vibrate the programs. The way to use it, you can either use the wristband electrodes or you can use it with the Healy coil. Either way is fine, but the better way, of course, is with the electrodes. Okay, now you use learning when you're learning new skills. Nowadays, we are stressed over having to learn IT skills. We have to pick up all the AI skills. Yeah. So when you learn new skills, when you're learning new knowledge, it can either be your industry knowledge, okay, something that requires new understanding, or when you're reading reports, having to interpret, having to understand something. So learning is actually good to use. Now, the next one is concentration. When do you use concentration? If you find that you're easily distracted. Okay, so if you have to read reports, magazines, books, and all that, and you have to read the same sentence repeatedly again and again, yeah, so it means that you are not focusing well. Okay, so concentration here will take away all the distractors, all the thoughts that are distracting you, and therefore help you to concentrate and become more efficient when you actually read your reports and information. Okay, so now we have two that looks almost the same. Exam and stress. Okay, so what's the difference between exam and stress? Now, I would use exam if there are content. That means there are material, there are content, there are concepts that you need to learn, okay, and then apply somewhere else, okay? For example, if you are looking for a job, if you are going for an interview, okay, or if you are going for an interview for a job promotion, yeah, so that means that require you to recall certain knowledge and expertise. If you're getting certification, if you're getting your license, even driving, yeah, or you are going for a negotiation of a deal and all that, so you can actually use exam. Yeah, so when you have to recall and use certain content, concept, materials, you use exam. Okay, now if it is stress that is related to your efficiency, for example, you have more work than the time, you have to complete a lot of work within a short period of time, so that gives you stress. So I would use stress for that. Okay, so if you have problems to resolve, and you find that your skill is limited and you have to learn new skills and apply new skills, then you feel stress, and this is when you use stress. Right? Okay, so memory. When you use memory, if you are studying for an exam, you would use memory. Yeah. So for interviews, for getting your license and all that. So if you have to remember something, memory, if you are lagging in recalling something. So information that you need, you find that you forget. Yeah. So that is when you use memory. Now, if you notice the programs over here, you see system. So you see duplicate, right? Learning, there are two, concentration, there are two, exam, there are two, stress, there are two. So one side is system, the others, the middle ones are all acute. So system is for normal use. Okay, the program is usually longer, it's about 1 hour. So for system, oh, the timing here, sorry, is wrong here. The timing for system is fixed because this is the Healy 2 app. Now, if you are using the blue app, okay, if you're using the blue app analyzing the learning, then you can use 38 seconds for 7 times for stimulation, followed by 27 minutes once. All right. Now, system is for normal condition, day to day. But if, for example, there is something extreme, something urgent. For example, you are going to sit for an exam or taking the license or certification test, for example, and suddenly you feel so nervous and stressful. Okay, under those circumstances, you will use acute, and acute require you to use the wristband electrode. System allows you to use either the coil or the electrodes, either way. So for acute, it is when you are in the midst of the activity. Okay, urgent, usually the program is short, about 20 minutes or so. Yeah, so that is when you use acute. So other than that, you don't. Let's say you're on your way to taking an exam. So you're on your way to work and you feel suddenly very, very stressed, panicky, breathless. So you can run these acute programs for yourself. Yeah. All right, so that will be for learning. Now, if you have MagHealy, okay, programs that are complementary for learning will be one, the brain. So the brain here is referring to the outer cortex, you know, cortex for learning, cortex for memorizing, everything is under the brain here. So it's the same as the learning program, so you can apply a brain harmony. Now, there is another one which is known as thalamus harmony. So the thalamus is part of the brain, but is in the inner part of the brain. So brain harmony is on the outer part of the brain. That is for your cognitive function. Thalamus is actually for speed. If you find that you are slow in processing information, all right, so you want your CPU, I call the thalamus the brain CPU, the central processing unit. For example, when you buy a laptop or a phone, you will look at the specification, okay, the speed of the CPU, because that will determine how much information it can process. So the thalamus here is like the CPU of the computer. So if you have to process a lot of information, you will find that you are slow lagging, okay, you will use the thalamus. Okay, the other one is I equate it to Wi-Fi, you know. So you have 5G Wi-Fi, 4G, 3G, 2G, and 1G. So if you are lagging, okay, in your speed, your Wi-Fi speed in terms of thinking, yeah, so you want to speed up your processing. So that is also the time where you use the thalamus, yeah. All right, now, okay, so for the anxiety, the exam stress that we saw earlier in the learning program, you can actually complement it with nerves harmony. So when you feel a bit nervous, nervy, you have anxiety, butterfly in your stomach, so to calm yourself down, you can use nerve harmony. Okay, now after the event, okay, you can relax after the event. Okay, I would not recommend Vegas before the event because that will put you in a relaxed mode. So when you are going through the event or the activity, we want to be more in a fight mode than a relaxed mode. So after the event, for you to actually bring your body back to a reset, okay, a more relaxed state. Okay, so you can use Vegas because this will actually activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so it will slow down your heart rate, it will slow down your breathing rate, so it will bring you back for relaxation. Best would be in the evening, after work, after dinner. So you use the Vegas to bring your body back down to a reset. All right, now any other emotions that you have, let's say the night before your presentation, the night before you're supposed to perform something the next day and you feel stressed, okay, anxious, negative, yeah, you can use the emotions. Or after event, let's say you there were certain events, certain things happen and you are stressed by it. So you can also use emotions after the event. All right, so this one can be found in the MagHealy using the Healy 2 app. All right. Now, the others that you can use under the atmosphere doesn't have a fixed timing. Atmosphere, you can run it for 24 hours if you want to. So you can actually have it in the office and then you can just run it during your working period. Yeah, so creativity is good if you're doing design, you're doing artwork, artistic things. If you're doing acting, if you are doing painting, yeah, marketing, okay, or you need ideas. So creativity is good for ideation. Yeah, so office is more for focus, for you to solve problems. Yeah, so one is a left brain and one is a right brain. So creativity is more for your right brain function. Office is more for your left brain function. If you want to use study while you're at work, also can. Study will also help you to not be distracted, focus, and it helps you to remember things as well. Okay, so don't use the wrong programs. I've tried it, you know, there was one time I used creativity while I was teaching, and I find that I cannot recall my left brain work, okay, the information. So yeah, so creativity is for right brain function. Office is for left brain logical function. Yeah. Then you have prosperity here as well. Now, prosperity is not just for money. I've gone through prosperity in one of my earlier talks where in the prosperity programs, there are many programs which stimulate the brain, which is the alpha, the beta, the gamma, the theta, as well as the delta waves, okay? So these are actually brain waves that actually help you to become more intuitive, to think out the box. So if you have to carve out a deal, create a deal tender and all this, so you can actually run prosperity. So prosperity, besides having brain waves, will also help you to increase your sales. It can help you to increase your likelihood of getting tenders, okay? Yeah, closing a deal and all that. Yeah, okay. So for atmosphere program, there is no fixed duration. You can turn it on for as long as you wish. So if you're running on battery, you're limited by the number of hours. But if you're running on the inductive charger, so it can be even 24 hours or 9 hours during your working hours. All right. Now, let's say if you're making a sales pitch, you're making a negotiation, you're doing presentation, you are having a one-to-one meeting or one-to-many meeting in the boardroom, and you need confidence. Okay, inner strength is good for confidence. So it actually gives you confidence. Okay, yeah. So that is good. And then the other ones that I would use, let's say when I'm doing a presentation like this, when I'm teaching like this, right now I'm running my MagHealy coherence. Okay, now it is the same as inner unity. So this is talking about body, mind, your soul or your spirit to be cohere. That means to be united. So what does it mean to the listener and to yourself? To yourself, there is no inner conflict, meaning that when you teach or when you say something, when you make a sales pitch, your body, your mind, what you're thinking, okay, and what you believe, your conviction, everything will be one, okay, united. So there will be no conflict and people can sense how genuine you are. People can sense your sincerity. Okay, and people can actually cohere with you, meaning that they can actually resonate with you more. So even if sometimes, the tone is not right or the words is not the right one, yeah, so people can still understand you just by cohering, okay, resonating with you. Yeah, so I like to use coherence for all these functions when I'm talking or discussing with people. So it can be with your vendor, it can be with your clients, it can also be with your colleagues when you are doing discussion, when you're doing brainstorming. So you can also use coherence to communicate with them. Yeah. Okay, so now we talk about burnout. Yeah, so any of you, if you have any of these signs, means you don't look forward to going to the office to work. Okay, it can even happen at home. Yeah, even mothers, homemakers. Yeah, so initially you're so passionate about the work that you're doing. So you do it because it's a calling, it's a vocation. But over the years, because of overworking, because of stresses and all that. So sometimes you can lose your passion and then you become very drained. Yeah, so a job program. Okay, the job module is very good for this. For example, activation. Okay, let's say if you do an all Healy and if job appears and you see this kind of program surfacing, okay, it is a hint to you that you might be in a burnout phase. Yeah, so activation is good to stimulate or reignite your passion. So if you find that your work is dull, not stimulating, you are no longer passionate about it, okay? Yeah. So it's a good time to actually use activation. Yeah. So if you're overwork, lacking rest, long hours, so fatigue is good. Then balanced nerve, positive thoughts is when you feel negative, when you start complaining about the work that you do, if you're complaining about your bosses, if you're complaining about work culture, yeah, or the clients or the nature of the work that you're doing. So the positive thoughts can help you to counter this. Now, balanced nerve can also be used if there are trauma, okay, harassment, okay. you face harassment at work or any kind of trauma that you face at work. Yeah, so you can actually use balanced nerves. Okay, so anything that causes you to be very nervous can also be used for this. Yeah, so for bad experiences, negative feelings and thoughts, you can actually use this too. Now, if you see, let's say if you are analyzing all Healy, job appears, and if you do the secondary analysis of job, if exhaustion, system exhaustion acute actually appear in the list, it could also mean that you're very emotionally drained. Yeah, either from colleagues, bad culture, yeah, either from a lack of rest and all that. So you are like a walking dead, a zombie. So you just go to work, finish your work, and then you go home. So day to day, if it's like this, then this is exhaustion. Yeah, so you can run this daily, run until you feel that you are back to your normal state again. Okay, so this is to prevent or to overcome any form of burnout. Okay, now if you have well-being, not many of us will have well-being in the Healy tool, but we will definitely have well-being in the Blue app. Okay, under HealAdvisor Analyze. Now, if you are doing the all Healy, then if your top 5 actually have job well-being, and then well-being when you analyze it, if mind or spirit appear, okay, this could also be sign of burnout as well, okay, especially if spirit is on top. Now, people will ask me, what's the difference between mind and spirit? So if mind is on top, spirit is below, when you're doing the Blue app analysis, okay, it's actually better, okay? It means that this is temporary. That means you just have a lot of circling thoughts, repeated thoughts, mind chatter, okay? So it could be temporary, it could be triggered by certain event, and the event can happen at home, it can happen in the office. Now, if spirit appear, I'm more concerned, okay? Because spirit is actually more severe than mind. So if you do the analysis and spirit is on top, above the mind, so it means that the person has been in a negative state for quite some time. Yeah, so this is when they face challenges over a long period of time, and they may actually reach a state of despair, of hopelessness. Yeah, so that means they have been negative for quite some time. So I'm more concerned when I see spirit above among the tree. Okay, then we also have local stimulation. So you can also use local stimulation for emotional pain. So program 7 is for depression. Program 8 is for anxiety. So for this one, you have to use the wristband electrodes. Okay, I think it may not be wristband electrode. It may be the ear, the gel electrode and the ear clip. Okay, for these two. So you can use this tool. So this is for acute. Okay, you use this tool when the person or is in the midst of having this kind of emotions. Yeah, so that is for acute. Yeah. Okay, so the other issues that we face would be conflicts, office politics, toxic culture, anxiety, harassment at work, okay, for communication. So if you have the MagHealy, you can bring it to your workplace. You can actually run these programs. Okay, so if let's say the culture is no good, if there are tension, conflict, too much competition between colleagues, yeah, so you can actually first do the energy clearing. So you can let it run 24 hours overnight, energy clearing for the first time that you're using it. So this will actually remove information of negative feelings, negative emotions in the space in the office. Okay, you may be wondering why there are negative feelings in the office. Now, water actually carries information. So our atmosphere here, we actually have humidity. So humidity is actually basically tiny, tiny little water droplets in gaseous form. So what happened is water, it actually absorbs and it carries information. Just like when we use water and we put the MagHealy here, we can actually run programs, and then the water, drinking water like this, can actually be informed, okay, to carry certain messages when we drink it, and then it goes to the cell. So we have a lot of humidity in the atmosphere. So when a person actually has negative feelings or even positive feelings, yeah, so this information will actually be transmitted to the humidity. And we are constantly living in enclosed environments, so the information actually stays there for quite a long time. So what we need to do is, if you're first time doing it, do very intensive clearing, 24 hours, just clear away all these negative information. And then after that, you can follow by family harmony. Okay, so family harmony here will create a space that will be favorable for relationship building. So instead of having a competitive environment, so this will then allow you to have a more familial environment, more like family, more like friends. Yeah, so that will be a better environment to work with. All right, then you have the power of 3. So under the power of 3, you have conflict balance. So this is good. Let's say after a direct conflict, okay? Direct conflict with your colleague, with your bosses and all that. So if you were to vibrate conflict balance, it actually helps you to remove or relieve the pain, okay? Restore the relationship, okay? No residue, no guilt, nothing. So it's as if nothing has happened, because sometimes after a conflict, there will be, awkwardness for a few days before it's restored. So using this is good because it helps you to restore the conflict, restore the relationship as if the event didn't happen. Yeah. So there will be no historical or emotional scar from that. Okay, now defense support. This defense support here is similar to bioenergetic defense. So for this part here, for mental, for your subtle, yeah, so if there is a conflict, if there is a disturbance to the relationship balance, yeah, so if you are having a lot of negative thoughts about the person, yeah, so you can actually use defense support where it protects your mind. So at night, you can also run defense support when you're sleeping. Yeah, so this will prevent you from entertaining too much negativity, and therefore you are unable to sleep at night. Yeah. Then for the subtle, okay, because of your entanglement with negative people around you, so your auric field can be disturbed as well. So there could be imbalance, there could be a holes, tear made to your auric field. So you can run the defense support here using power of 3, or you can go to the bioenergetic defense to use your subtle. So either way is fine. Yeah. Then you have friendly flora. Friendly flora here is actually to promote the good bacteria, all right, the probiotics in your gut, because there is a interaction or association between your gut and your brain. So depressive thoughts can be countered with having a good probiotic flora in the gut. Yeah, so this can actually help to counter depressive thoughts. And then rebalance here is to give you the clean slate to start again. Yeah, so because some of these emotional scars can actually hold you back or prevent you from, restoring your friendship, restoring your relationships and all that. So rebalance will help you to start all over again. Yeah. Okay, now then next, we are now going to the HealAdvisor Analyze 2. So this is the Healy and the Blue app over here. Today, I'm talking about the resonance database analysis. So if you are struggling with emotions, negative emotions, mood swings, depressive feelings, yeah, so or any other kinds of negative emotions that are not helping you in terms of your performance at work. So all these programs here, Alaskan Gem, Australian Bush Flower, Bug Flower, Courage, Creative, Homeopathy, Psyche, I Ching, Personal Growth, Plant Power, Shetland Salt, as well as essential oils. Okay, these two are new. Plant Power essential oils are new and you need to purchase. Okay, Courage are for the new devices. If your device is 2021 or older, you may not have this, but whichever that you have, you can actually use all of this to help you to counter. So I'll exit for a while, okay, to bring you to take a look at these programs over here. All right, so this is the Alaskan Gem, okay, elixir. So over here, we are actually using gemstone energy for harmonization. So the gemstone actually harmonizes our chakra. So our solar plexus chakra, for example. So this has to do with our confidence, our self-worth, yeah. So we are using all sorts of gem that you can see over here. I'm not going through all of them. So in case you have never started to use the gems, so this is to let you see that there are 48 different gems over here. So we are using the gem energy to balance, especially your chakra for communication, your third eye and all that. Okay, your throat chakra, etc. So you can use gem, okay, gem energy. The other one is the bush flower, Australian bush flower. Petra is going to talk about this next week, so I'm not going into details. So there are 68 different types of Australian bush flowers that you can actually use. So when you analyze, the Healy device will actually give you top 5 different flowers that you need. So some of these, for example, can actually help to boost your confidence, overcome your fears, yeah, allow you to feel open for new experiences. For example, you're given a new role, you're given a new department to run and all that. So some of these things will actually help to promote, help to support you so that you have the necessary qualities to carry out your work. Yeah, so when you do the analysis, it will base on your energy state at that point of time to actually select the correct flower energy for you. So the other one is the bug flowers. So bug flowers has a database of 39. Okay, so there are 38 different flowers. Okay, so the last one is actually a combination of different flowers. So different flowers of different trees. So they actually have energy which is recorded and harnessed, which we can actually vibrate to us. So if you're having tension, if you feel exhausted, for example, job appears and you're exhausted, you can also use the bug flower energy to actually vibrate and balance yourself as well. Okay, so extreme exhaustion, guilt, self-blame, too much of sacrificing yourself, especially for mothers if you are giving too much of yourself. Yeah, so all these can be used, and then what happens after that, you will see confidence, you will see regeneration, recovery, and all this. Yeah, all right, then next one is courage. So courage has a database of 152 different types of frequencies that will give you different kinds of courage, even courage to be a friend, courage to accept whatever that has happened, courage to admit that you are exhausted. Yeah, so courage to express humanity, express your joy, courage to show commitment, all this. So all these different kinds of courage when you need it. Then you have homeopathy, psyche. This is good for stress patterns that are repetitive, okay? Stress patterns that repeat. So for example, so when you do the analysis, so if you feel like being someone else's pawn in the workplace, for example, so if your boss and you, so you feel that you're being used for running a lot of things, if this is how you feel, then what happened is it may surface and then you do the vibration for this. Now, sometimes you will see that a certain event will trigger certain responses from you. So these are what we call automatic subconscious responses. So if you constantly behave in that manner and if you want to overcome it, or if you do not know why you keep having those repetitive stress behavior, so this is also a tool that you can do here. From the reports, you will be able to see what are the stress patterns that you encounter frequently. Okay, so by vibrating, it can actually help you to reduce and overcome those stresses. Okay, I Ching is actually ancient Chinese wisdom. And this is actually used to for managing crisis. Okay, if there are many obstacles, okay, for example, if you are, let's say in the production line, if you're doing manufacturing and if your machines are giving you troubles and problems, if you are trying to get certification for your products and things are not going smoothly, okay, or if that day a lot of things just go wrong for you, okay, so if you want to harmonize again, you can actually use the I Ching. Okay, so you can actually think first, okay, what do you want? So just calm yourself down, okay, think about whatever that you want to find out, or if you find that the day is just very choppy, a lot of negative events, so you just be still, do the analysis. Okay, now sometimes people use it to even ask, should I actually get involved in this project? Should I start this? Okay, should I build this business, etc.? So you can actually think of your question before you actually do the analysis. So from the analysis, you can see whether the statement that is stated there, is it a positive statement or is it a negative statement? So if it's a positive statement, that's a good sign. Okay, so it means that you can actually go ahead to do something. But if it's a negative statement, for example, it tells you, difficult commencement. So they are over here, they actually ask you to delay any new development, any new projects and all that. So you may want to think twice, delay, and look for, things that may go wrong before you actually proceed with it. So if you're already in the midst of something and things go wrong, you just analyze the I Ching that will give you 5. So if the percentage are very high, meaning 60% or more, you just do your 38 seconds 7 times and then 27 minutes, okay, 1 time. And then after that, you see, all right, the energy is smoother. You'll find that you will be able to complete your tasks far more easier. Okay, so there's also personal growth, but not everybody will have personal growth. So personal growth here are actually lots of affirmations. So it can analyze for you the affirmations that you need. So top 5, and then you then vibrate the affirmations. Okay, so if you don't have personal growth, you can type the affirmations into your success coach and then do your vibration from there. So that's also another way of using the personal growth. So this will be for areas where you want to expand, areas that you need. For example, you're given a new skill, you have to learn a new skill, you're given a new job scope. And when you want to expand yourself, you can actually go to personal growth. So Schussler salts. Schussler salts are just salts like this: calcium fluoride, phosphate, potassium chloride. So these are different types of common salts. The database is 27 types of salts. Okay, so this is when you have certain emotions. So emotions like you're fearing for the future, or you're fearing for your existence, okay, insecurity, you are having conflict, or you feel impatient, you're overstrained. So you can also run the analyze the Schutzler salt and see what you need, and then vibrate in order to restore your emotional balance. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going back to the PowerPoint. So last week, I actually showed you how to actually use the reports as a whole concurrently. So if you have missed the session last week, okay, you can go back to the email. You would have received the email from Healy World. So go to that particular link and you can actually watch that YouTube recording from the Healy World official YouTube channel. All right. So that one, I actually show you how to actually analyze all the reports, sift out, bring out all the 60% or higher, and then look at your situation to better understand what you're going through. Okay, so you can use that. Okay, so next we are looking at meridians. So if you have MagHealy, okay, if you have the MagHealy, actually this should be MagHealy, sorry about that. So MagHealy Blue app, you can analyze, and it can also show you the work stress that you are facing. So it is good when you are in the midst of the conflict, the tension, when you are facing the emotions very strongly. And when you do the analysis, it will show, for example, over here, right? So this person, for example, sees himself or herself as a failure, feel discouraged, frustrated, irritated, yeah, because he cannot express himself properly. Yeah, so he cannot implement certain project without difficulty. So this is after the event. All right, so he or she felt that he has failed. All right, and therefore feels so much frustration. So you can actually vibrate the creative homeopathy solution over here to help you to overcome this, so that you don't feel the fear, you don't get stuck in that uncomfortable situation, because that will prevent you from moving forward and progressing with whatever project that you want to implement. Yeah, so this is can be used, meridians can also be used to find out what is the issue and vibrate the solutions, the frequencies to get yourself out of the situation. Yeah. Okay. Then we can also use coach. Okay. Success coach. Success coach will allow you to actually do the analysis of 10 areas of your life. This is really 10 aspects of your life. You get a wheel chart like this. So from here, you can also see which are the areas that are needing support. Yeah, so you can straight away zoom into those areas. Then you can select the focus text. So let's say you are dealing with emotional stress, okay, personal relationship, your emotional balance, your social relationship, family relationships that's giving you stress and affecting your performance at work. So you can select statements that are related to these areas and then do the vibration. Now, there are also other statements that is more for KPI. Okay, so KPI, key performance indicator, that means you have your stress over targets, okay, goals that your bosses have set for you, okay, monthly targets if you're doing sales. Yeah, so yeah, so this is when you can actually use the coach. You can now focus on the areas that are related to your finance, to your potential, to goals, to career. So you can pick and select those areas, and then you can choose focus statements that are more related to your work performance. Yeah, so you can vibrate, and then after that, you can actually notice the improvement. So what you're doing here is you are actually raising your energy level. So because whatever that you want to achieve is of a higher energy than your current energy level. So when you do the vibration, you are slowly raising your baseline energy so that it will be easier for you to achieve your goals. All right. Now there is also this box over here. All right, if you don't want to use the given statement, if you have specific target to achieve, for example, your sales, if you're doing insurance, if you're doing, let's say, whatever sales that you have, okay, your annual income, your annual sales turnover, your monthly sales turnover, all this, you can actually type the specific over here. Okay, that means you can actually type your name, or you can choose your own profile, or you can create the company profile. Okay, if you are the boss, you will create your company profile. So if you are leading a certain department in your office, you can either use your own profile, or you can create a company profile or your department profile under the clients, and then write down the statement over here, whatever you want to achieve, be very specific. And then if you have the deadline, put in the deadline as well. Then after that, do your vibration daily until you achieve it. The vibration would be the usual 38 seconds, 7 times, and then 27 minutes 1 time. So you can vibrate that every day until you achieve it. Now, how big should be your goal? Okay, so your goal would be your current achievement, whatever that you manage to achieve, your average, for example, you can add another 20 to 30% more. So you go progressively rather than straight away put a very, very high goal to achieve. So you can increase once you achieve that 20 to 30% more, you can set another goal and then increase it progressively. Okay. Now, there is another module, which is the business suite module. This is specifically targeted towards businesses. So the statement, the focus text that you can find in business suite here are more related to businesses. Yeah, so you can have all this that you can pick and choose whichever that resonate with you, and then do the vibration, 38 seconds. 7 times, 27 minutes 1 time. So this would require a subscription. Yeah, so you have to go to your Healy shop in order to do the subscription. Now, there is also analysis. Let's say you do not know which area you want to develop. So you can actually do the business area analysis. So it will actually give you the percentage to show you how far away you are from the ranking. So the higher the ranking, that means the more urgent it is. So for example, this one over here, personality development, success tips and all that is where the person should actually be focusing. Yeah. Then there is also business program that you can use from your MagHealy using the Blue app. Meaning that these are the programs you use by putting the MagHealy on your belly, and then you just run the program. So you will get this business program when you do your subscription. So when you subscribe, you actually get the complimentary MagHealy version of this program as well. So let's say if you are burnout and you don't feel motivated to go to work, so you can actually run one program like this, motivational boost. Okay, so currently, while I'm doing the talk like this, I'm actually running self-confidence. So I put the MagHealy at my belly. So I just give the talk like this. Yeah, so you are receiving the frequencies like this. So if your challenge is setting a goal or fulfilling the goal, you know, being determined all the way to fulfill your goal. Yeah, so you can use determination. So if you have challenges working in a team, you're too independent, so you can use team player. If you're looking for career progression, you can use this. You have prosperity, you want to improve your leadership, your business acumen, they're all here. All right, so you can try the different programs and it will help you to vibrate at a level where you become more and more developed in these areas. All right. Okay. Then if you are a business owner or if you want to increase, let's say, your income, okay, you can use the prosperity program. So in the prosperity program, when you use it, each of us will be different, but I've seen this kind of frequency, 777, 777 hertz, 888, 999. Okay, so what do they mean? So 77 hertz here actually enhance your decision making, your intuition. So you can actually run prosperity in the background when you are doing your work. Yeah. So then 888 is for financial success, material wealth. Even in a road show, if you are having a road show, you are doing, let's say, expo, so you can bring the MagHealy and then you can run it in during that space. And those who have used it, they tell me that, when they are doing expo, right? There are booths, there are many booths, and then they will find that their booth have a lot more people, a lot more visitors than the other booth. Yeah. Okay. So you can run the prosperity in that way. Okay. So it amplifies, it creates a more positive atmosphere that can actually draw more people to you. Then, okay, so 999 is to release any of the old patterns that you have concerning money, concerning your old beliefs about wealth and all that. Yeah. Okay. Now, if you have the obsidian energy cycle, there's this boost abundance energy. So this is to enhance your businesses and your career, your work. Yeah. So you will see these frequencies here. 396, 432, 963. These are what we call the solfeggio frequencies, okay? Musical frequencies, solfeggio frequencies. So you can actually vibrate this. So this one, 396, is to release your fear and guilt concerning money and wealth, concerning abundance. Yeah. So some of us may actually feel that we don't deserve it. Yeah. So we are afraid to have too much success. So we are actually subconsciously inhibiting. So this can actually help you to release all this that is not supporting us. So 432 is good for creativity, emotional balance, communication. 963 is good for leadership. So this can actually enhance your leadership if you are leading a team. So it helps you to, within the team, align your decisions, okay, align your vision with the team. Yeah, so that you can have more team effort. Now for aura, okay, so you can also use the aura to help you in areas that is related to work. So from the aura, when you do the scan, you can actually see which are the areas that are weak. Okay, so it has to be, for this chart, it has to be 91% or higher. So anything lower than that, the device will select for you, which you see in the blue box over here, do the analysis, and then tell you what are the issues that are blocking your career progression. So of course, there would be other areas as well, but if you are, let's say, looking for improving your career progression, okay, those that are not related, you can actually choose to delete them away, leaving behind those that are relevant to your career. For example, your vocation, your mission, that means finding your mission in your career. So joy, you want to put the joy back into your professional work. Yeah. So this one is to prevent yourself from reaching a state of burnout. Yeah, so this will help you to pay attention to your needs. This one here also for preventing burnout. Yeah, so I've chosen those that are relevant to work. So if you only want to vibrate statements that are related to enhancing your work, you can choose this. Those that are not relevant, you will just trash and then delete them away so that your vibration will be more focused. All right, so it's now very easy. So with all these amazing devices, our Healy MagHealy, we can vibrate for our success. Okay, so happiness is really at our fingertips. We don't have to struggle. So since everything is controlled by energy, we just need to modulate, raise our energy, harmonize our energy, and you'll find that okay, relationships will be enhanced. So when you're working relationship with your clients, with your bosses, with your colleagues are all enhanced. Okay, so naturally it will be easier for you to work with them. It will be easier for people to see your strength, your potential, and therefore the chances of getting your career progression will be better. Okay, so we can now very easily vibrate for our happiness. Okay, all right, so these two devices, they are complementary. So Healy is good for a lot of analysis of our cells. MagHealy is good for the atmosphere programs, okay, for where you can harmonize your spaces, okay, for the people around you. Yeah. So today we only handle work stress, low level stress. The next time I see you will be 2 weeks later. We are going to talk about more severe stress. It could be work-related stress, for example, retrenchment. It could be bankruptcy. Yeah. So some of these stresses that people have gone through and how to actually get out of it. Now, some of these stresses have gone deeper into the body and it becomes traumatic for the body. So we are also going to talk about trauma, all kinds of trauma. Okay, some are minor trauma, some are very deep-seated trauma. So we are going to discuss trauma 2 weeks later. So next week, Petra is going to talk about emotional balance using the Australian bush flowers. All right. Okay, so yeah, so we have completed for today. Let me see what are the questions that we have. Okay. So let's see. Okay, how can we, Farouk has a question here. How can we access the detailed breakdown of resonance programs that you are showing? Okay, so the resonance program for the database analysis, okay, they can be found in the blue app. Actually, when you look below at the blue app, there is one part that says further info. Further info, when you tap on the further info, it will actually appear. Okay. Then, okay, let me see. Gentle can be or are shared in the Healy Academy. Okay, so the PDF is not shared. Okay, I actually compile them. I actually look at the information when you run the app. So I actually type them all out for my own reference because my work actually requires it, because I am doing life coaching. So when I do the coaching, I will actually look at that as well. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. Then, okay, 3 questions. Aileen has 3 questions. Does it take analysis every day for programs like Bach, flowers, Australian flowers, and all that? Okay, do you analyze every day? You can if you want to, okay? But I don't analyze everything every day. So if, let's say, you go through a certain event, and you have moods or you have emotional disturbance instability, you have a lot of thoughts, you are angry, you're frustrated, you are aware that you are having those emotions. Okay, so those will be the time when I would then go to the database analysis, and then I will do all the analysis and look for the list, the report that has the most 60% or higher percentage, and I'll vibrate those reports. Okay. Now, if you want to analyze daily, if you have the time, yes, you may do that. Okay. But I don't vibrate. I don't analyze every day. So it depends on the state. But let's say if I'm dealing with a client, right? So if I'm having a client and from the client's analysis, I see a lot of, let's say when I do all Healy, I see a lot of soul cycle, I see deep cycle, I see job, and then I see sleep. The person is not able to sleep properly, well-being. So that is the time when I will do a very thorough analysis of all the reports to actually analyze for the person to see what they are struggling with. Okay, so that's how I use it. Okay, how many minutes does it use per day? Okay, so the recommended timing is each report, if you want to vibrate every report, it will be 38 seconds. You stimulate 7 times consecutively, followed by 27 minutes one time. Okay, but I also have variation. For example, if the report shows 70%, 75%, 80%, okay, if that's the case, I would actually vibrate 4 hours or even 9 hours. Okay, so sometimes I can actually vibrate throughout the night. That means before I sleep, I will do creative homeopathy psyche, which is usually very high in percentage for most people. And then you can actually vibrate throughout the night if you want to. Okay, so my duration, I will depend on the percentages. If it's very mild, 60, 50 something, I will just do a 27 minutes. Okay, and I look also at the person's situation. So for people who are more severe or more entrenched in that emotional state, I would choose longer timing to support them for the whole day. Yeah. So okay, the third question, does it wait at least 2 hours between each one? Yes, you can give a short break, at least half an hour before each report that you're vibrating. You can also vibrate one list a day. So let's say you do all the 6 or 7 reports all at one go, you analyze all at one go, but you can actually vibrate them one per day. You can actually stretch it out. That is also possible. Okay, so if you have 7 reports, you can use it over a week. So this way you don't have to vibrate every day. You don't have to analyze every day. Yeah. Okay, so okay, Farouk asks again, okay, what is the reason for doing 38 seconds 7 times? Now, when you do the Blue app, they have a list of timing. Okay, very short timings like 38 seconds, 17 seconds, 8 seconds. Okay, the shorter the timing, the more impact. Okay, the more impact is that. So we do the short seconds for stimulation. Especially if you are a new user, you haven't been using frequencies before, it is actually good to start with the stimulation. So I liken it to knocking on the door, you know. So when you go to your friend's house, you will knock on the door. So you knock a few times. Okay, so that is the act or the process of activation or stimulating the cells. So this is actually to make them more receptive. So the 38 seconds is suitable for everybody, okay? Young or old or small, okay? 38 seconds. But when you shorten the timing, it becomes more impactful. For example, 17 seconds or even 8 seconds. So 8 seconds, you cannot do 7 times. So 8 seconds, you probably do 3 times. It will be more than enough because it's actually more impactful. And let's say when I use 8 seconds, I can actually feel the immediate jerk in my head. So people who use 8 seconds 10 times, they actually can have headache for the whole day because it's too impactful. So 38 seconds is suitable for everybody. We do about 5 to 7 times of stimulation. The shorter the timing you choose, the fewer the number of times you do the stimulation. Okay, so 27 minutes again is universal. It's suitable for everybody. We do 27 minutes one time. Okay, now it's enough. Okay, it's actually enough. Now, when do you use a longer period of time? Like I said, that if the percentage are very high, 70 something percent, 80 something percent, some could be 90 over percent. So I would then do a longer duration where the person can receive the frequencies throughout the day to stabilize the state. Okay, so therefore I would choose a longer timing. Yeah, so that is for emotions. But if I'm doing wellness, for health. So that would depend on whether the person is a strong and healthy person or whether the person is actually aging and a weaker body. So a weaker person takes a longer time to actually absorb and receive the frequency. So I actually give more allowance by running 4 hours to give them more time to receive it. If it's a healthier person, 27 minutes is enough. Okay, so the timing also depends on how many Healy device you have. If you have only one and you have to share it within your family members, and if you have so many people in the family to actually vibrate for them, then you can't use the long vibration. Then in that case, you can actually use the 27 minutes, okay, for more people at home. All right. Okay. Okay, Tanya. The presentation will be recorded. So the link will be sent to you through the Healy office. So at the end of every month, so like for February, you would have received all the 4 video links. For March, you have to wait until the first week of April to receive all the 4 links for all the April talks. All these are actually archived in the YouTube channel by Healy World. Okay. You're welcome. So I'm glad you find the information useful. Okay. Yeah. All right. Sanjeev. Okay. All right. So thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Okay. Okay. So Rashmi asked about the protocol. So I mentioned the protocol earlier. So it's actually the same question. Shah asked, how many MagHealy program can be run in a day? So if you're using MagHealy Atmosphere, you can do 24 hours. Okay, that one is actually not directly on the body. So that is actually cleaning the space and also harmonizing with whoever that is in the room. So MagHealy Atmosphere, as long as you want, as many programs as you want. Okay. Now, if you're doing the MagHealy water, okay, do it and then drink the water within half an hour. Okay, yeah. So then you will get the message, the information better, more intact than you vibrate, put the information into the water and then you drink it throughout the day. The information would have been diluted. Okay, so that is for MagHealy. So MagHealy, if you are using the McMakin program, for example, the brain and the thalamus, okay, which you put directly on the body, okay, I would liken it to using the coil. Okay, so when you wear it and put it near the body like this, for the coil is actually unlimited. But then I would have to see in totality if you're using the electrode maximum 3 hours or 3 programs a day if you're using directly electrodes. Okay, then if you're using coil or MagHealy, there is no limit to it, but you have to monitor your body. Okay, don't go too much in one day. You can actually spread it out unless there are instances where either emotionally you are unstable, okay, you need to balance yourself and all that, or you're not feeling well. Those days that are challenging, stressful, you can actually use more. But other days when you are having a normal day, you don't need so much. Okay, so look at the totality of how much you are receiving, because you're also using the blue app as well. Then you're using the pink app. So look at the total of how much you're receiving. Now, you need water. Okay, because the body is very dry when you are running program. Even when you use the blue app, the HealAdvisor Analyze, you will find that your body is dry, you get thirsty, so you have to replenish enough water. If you're using the electrodes, okay, besides putting water and at the wristband, you can drink 1 glass of water before you start, and then another glass of water after you finish. So you have to be sufficiently hydrated in order for the programs to become more effective on you. Okay, can you run programs back to back? I do run programs back to back. Okay, it all depends on you. If you are a brand new user, I don't recommend you run programs back to back. Okay, so you should actually give at least half an hour, 1 hour, or 2 hour break in between program, especially if you're using the electrodes. Okay, because for new user, you need to let your body get adjusted or accustomed to receiving frequencies. Okay, I do have people who run back to back throughout the whole day, and they are fine with it. Okay, so you should actually use it for some time. You know and you understand your body, okay, before you actually run back to back. Okay, now even the back to back is not 24 hours back to back. Okay, yeah, so if you are running 2 programs consecutively, it's fine. So ultimately, you have to monitor, you have to know your own body and respond to your body. Okay, because if you do too much back to back, what will happen is there are people who get ulcers in their mouth, too heaty, too hot. Okay, I will actually feel myself sweating. Okay, because it's actually hot. So you can do your grounding. So you can go to the beach, use salt water. Okay, you can bathe. Yeah, use water or soak your feet in order to let some of these excess microcurrent or excess frequency to actually be grounded to leave the body. Okay. Why is the default 1 minute? Okay, so yeah, I do not know why they put the default as 1 minute. And then they ask us to the recommended protocol is actually 38 seconds, right? So you can use 1 minute if you want to. There are people who just use 1 minute and that's it. Then there is 2 minutes and 50 seconds, 2 minutes and 50 seconds for emergency. You use consecutively 3 times if you cannot run it for a long time. So when it's urgent, you can actually do that. Okay, 2 minutes, 50 seconds for 3 minutes, 3 times consecutively. How do we subscribe to the email? Okay, the email from Healy World is actually a marketing email. So you can go to either My Healy World or the Healy Shop. I can't remember which one. There is one part where they ask you whether you agree to receive marketing email. So if you agree, you just need to put a tick there, and then subsequently you will receive all the emails from Healy World. Okay, thank you. I'm glad you like the teaching. Okay. Then, is it good to be barefoot while vibrating? If you're talking about barefoot at home, yes, okay, yeah, you can actually do that. Barefoot at home, it doesn't matter. Okay. Healy coil, can I run 100%? So for when you're using the Healy coil like this, okay, the percentage is referring to the coverage. Okay, if you're using electrodes, you are receiving the frequencies in microcurrent. But when you are using the coil, you are receiving the microcurrents through resonance. Okay, yeah. So the percentage is actually the coverage. So when you do 100%, when you turn on 100%, means the coverage is 50 cm radius. So it goes around the device, it can cover 50 cm. So 100% means maximum radius, maximum coverage, 50 cm radius. If you're doing 70, 80 and all that, it will be slightly less than that. Okay, so let's say if I'm using this, if I'm outside, I don't have an opportunity to charge it, and I want to run as many programs as possible, I will not do 100%. Okay, so it depends on your body also. So you have to see that if I wear it this way, if I put my Healy device here, I'm running a head program, right? Head is here, or I'm running the eye program, or I'm running the brain program. So my Healy is here. I want 50% at least. So I will turn it on 100%. Okay, yeah. So let's say if you are running something which is very close to where you want, or you want to save the battery, you don't want to use up the battery too quickly. Sometimes I'll run just 60% or 70%. That means enough to just cover my own space. Yeah. So in that way, I can do more than 4 programs. Because if you're 100% charged battery, you can probably run about 4 programs. So if I want to do more than 4, then I'll only do 50, 60, or sometimes 70% so that my battery can last longer. Okay, yeah. Aileen asks, MagHealy recommends 20 to 100%. Okay, so what percentage? So again, it depends if you are putting the MagHealy on somebody younger, okay, then you don't need so much. 20%, even 10% will do. Yeah. So I normally don't go all the way to 100%. So it depends on how sensitive you are. So certain programs like my Mackin, meridians, I dare not use 100%. I use up to 50% because any higher than that, I can actually feel the energy flowing really, really fast. You know, I call it the F1 track. Okay. Yeah. So I don't. So it all depends. I have users who uses 100% for everything. Everything, they will just use 100% for the MagHealy. If your body can take it, it's okay. If you use 100% and you find that you feel the body is hot, warm, you're starting to sweat, or if you can actually feel energy swirling, moving through your body, it's actually too intense. Yeah, so 50%, okay? Yeah, unless you're using atmosphere. So atmosphere, if you are covering for your whole entire room, that will be 100%. So MagHealy, if I'm using it, I'm posing it next to me while I'm doing the work, I will probably just do 60%. Yeah. Okay. So for atmosphere, the percentage is talking about the coverage. So MagHealy 100%, the coverage is 1.5 to 2 meter radius. Okay, so if you don't need to cover so much, if I'm just sitting here, I don't need to waste the battery. I don't need to have such a high percentage. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so that is for the atmosphere. For water, I will always use the default 50%. So for cell harmony, Mackin, the maximum I use is 50%. Yeah, so you have to adjust according to how much your body can take it. Okay. Stress in heart. Okay. Stress in heart. Heart will be something different already. So for heart, we'll see whether in the subsequent months, there will be opportunity to talk about heart. For heart, you have to do all Healy, and then you analyze watch DN. Okay, if these two programs, watch and watch DN, appear, okay, you have to take note. Yeah, because these two programs are specifically for your heart. Okay, between watch and watch DN is digital nutrition for the heart. So watch DN means that the heart is not functioning at its maximum performance, but you can easily resolve it with the digital nutrition for the heart. But if it's the heart, the watch itself, and if the percentage is high, you will see whether you have rigidity, HR, heart rate variability. Okay, this will be the hardware itself, the heart itself. Okay, yeah. So for that, you may need to pay more attention to the heart. Pregnancy treatment, can we use the coil? If before the pregnancy, you have been using the Healy devices and your body is familiar with it, you can actually use the coil during pregnancy. But let's say if you have not and you're totally brand new, okay, we don't recommend that you use the electrodes or with the coil. You can actually start with the Blue app. Yeah, you can start with the Blue app, short duration, don't overuse. Okay, until you're very sure that your body is adjusting, accustomed to it, and never use it during the first trimester. Okay, so but you should still check with your doctor, okay, regarding the use of frequencies during pregnancy. Okay, because it depends on the individuals. So some are very stable, some are not. So it will be better to check with your doctor. Okay, for pulse and fissures. Okay. Pulse and fissures would be for intestine. Okay, use the large intestine, either meridian, large intestine, or you can use bioenergetic harmony, that is intestinal harmony. There's also gastrointestinal, you can use that. You can also use skin programs. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, Yvonne said that Marcus Schimicker mentioned about 65%. Okay. Yeah. So, for if you're using electrodes, maximum is 65%. Yeah. So it does not mean that using more is better, or using very high intensity need not always be better. Okay. Yeah. So sometimes it is better to receive some, okay, moderate, but your body needs time. So the duration, spread it over 3 months, 6 months, okay, that would be actually be better than 1 week. And then you do very intense frequency, intensity. Okay. The watch, no, you don't need to have the watch. Okay, you don't need to have the watch, because it's in the Blue app. Okay, it's in the Blue app. At the when you do the resonance analysis for Healy, right at the bottom, you have watch and watch DN. So you can vibrate from your Blue app. Okay, the watch program. So you don't need to actually have the Healy watch. Heart in meridian, yes. If a person has have to pay attention to the heart, right? Okay, when you do your all Healy, you may get watch DN. You may actually get meridian heart. You may actually get the heart chakra. Okay. Yeah. So when you see at least 2 or 3 of these programs in your All Healy top 5, you need to actually pay attention to your physical heart. Yeah. Okay, crown tooth, if there are metals in your body, all right? So if there are metals in the body, not recommended to use any electrodes, whether it's the wristband, ear electrode, or the gel electrodes, not recommended, okay? Yeah, you should only use the coil or the blue amp, okay? Yeah, for fast heart rate, right? So, okay, for fast heart rate, use the watch. You can actually run the watch. You can actually run the watch DN. Digital nutrition also have heart programs, Meridian Heart, heart chakra. So these are the programs that you can use, but you also want to, if you have fast heart rate, you must, you can use, like, let's say, deep cycle pure calm, okay, vagus nerve, McMakin vagus nerve, because that will activate the parasympathetic, and that will also include the sympathetic nerves that connect to the heart to slow down your heart rate, to actually balance it. So you can use the vagus, yeah, to actually do help your heart. But I would suggest that you do the watch, go and scan and see whether you have anything that's 60% or higher for, let's say, rigidity. Okay, yeah, because the fast heart rate sometimes it's because either your pressure is low, etc. So you need to check what else is happening in the heart. You should also use the heart rate monitor, you know, those that you wear either on the cuff here to check your blood pressure and all that. So if you have heart indicators like this, it will be good to actually monitor daily. So from when we start the program, there's a message that says no current detected. Yeah. So no current detected, you have to check all the connections here, the electrodes here, whether you push all the way in. If the percentage is too low, or you can increase the intensity. Now, if you already increase the intensity to about 30–40% using the electrodes and it's still not detecting, it could be water. Your body is too dehydrated, not enough water. Okay, drink water before you actually start. If you're using the electrodes, and then because you need the water, free water to actually carry the current as well. So yeah, try that. And the other way is I would put actually wet tissue. You know, wet tissue, normal wet tissue without any scent medication and all that. I'll just cut one piece here before I wear the wristband. Okay, then I'll put the water here so that there is enough water for it to conduct the microcurrent. Then you will not see the current not detected message appearing so much. Okay, eye stye. Okay, the eye is actually related to your liver. Okay, so if there's eye stye, run all the liver related programs. Okay, whether it's harmony, bioenergetic harmony, or meridian. Okay, do that. And then the stye, it depends on where it's located. If it's the stye is in the middle here, this is actually the stomach meridian. Yeah, okay, so you can also do the stomach meridian. Besides that, you can actually do all the programs that are related to liver, and then do pure, impurities, clean all. Yeah, this is to support the liver. Yeah. Okay, if it's the valve of the heart. Okay, now, anything that is structural, for example, scoliosis, where the spine is crooked, the valve, the heart valve not functioning, cannot close properly. These are structural. Anything that's structural, we don't use the Healy device to actually improve. Okay, they should actually see the doctor. Yeah, so the device for frequency, it is better for issues that are not urgent. Okay, for example, cell function. You want to restore the cells back to its normal healthy function. Yeah, so that is where you use the frequency to actually adjust. So it takes time for us to adjust. Anything that is urgent, structural, it will be better to actually go and go the traditional route. Yeah. Circulation and women local program. Okay, what do you mean by circulation, Kalai? Circulation means blood circulation. It could also mean lymphatic circulation. So if you only see the word circulation, for example, fitness has circulation, bioenergetic harmony has circulation, it will be referring to the blood and the lymphatic circulation. In the meridian, you have circulation and you have lymphatic circulation. So the circulation will be more on the blood circulation. Okay, and even the qi, the energy circulation. Women local, there's women local and there's mature women in bioenergetic harmony. Women local is more for menstrual issues, menstrual cramps, but you don't use it when you have period or menses because it may actually increase the flow. So women local, if let's say the women tend to have abdominal cramp, okay, or heavy flow or any kind of menstrual issues during menses, when they have completed their menses before their next cycle, they can actually apply women local programs. Yeah, so that is actually to directly work on the sex organs. Okay, now mature women is more to regulate hormones. For example, the estrogen, the progesterone level is imbalanced. For example, perimenopause, premenopause, or postmenopause, when all these hormones are imbalanced, then you can use mature women. Now, sometimes when you do all Healy for a man, and then mature women can come out. Okay, so why is there mature women for men is also because of hormonal imbalance. Yeah, so it's meant for that. Business program on the MagHealy, only free for new clients. No, the business program comes free, complimentary when you subscribe the business suite. Okay, business suite. So you have to subscribe. When you subscribe that, they will add the business program in the MagHealy for you. Yeah. How many database program we can give distance healing? Okay. For remote, we actually do not put any limit to it. Yeah. So you have to monitor if you're doing it for someone, the person who is receiving it, or the person who is receiving it, as well as yourself. Okay, if you are the one doing it for yourself, you must always check your own body. Yeah. So if you are getting too much, okay, how would you know? One is your body is super, super hot, sweating, and you actually feel hot. Yeah. And sometimes you may get dizziness, headache, okay, or cloudiness in your mind, and that's when you have too much. Yeah, so we can't say whether you can, how long you can do it. So everybody is different. Yeah. Body is constantly tense around the hip area. You can actually try fitness. Okay, under fitness program, there is deep relaxation. Deep relaxation, you can do that. So that is to help the muscles to relax for that. And then under goal cycle, you have the release program. You can try that. Yeah. The other one, if you have MagHealy, if you want to relax the muscles around your hip area, vagus is actually good for relaxation. So you can do that as well. High blood pressure.